conclusive. What? When a team from the University of Otago carried out an analysis of water, over 200 1-liter samples, both deep and shallow, in the loch, it found 500 million organisms and 300 species. There were no genetic sequence matchings for a shark, catfish, sturgeon, thus ruling out large exotic fish in the loch. They even compared the samples to monster-like lochs. I compare this to Sasquatch. You know, as our photography equipment gets better and better, we still don't have a clear picture of Sasquatch. And lastly, according to the YouGov survey of 3,840 British adults, 15% said they believe in the Loch Ness Monster. According to Scottish respondents, that figure rose to 27%. Yeah, okay. I think the mental illness of people and wanting to have a Loch Ness Monster, I don't know. If the monster has not shown up in a reasonable picture by now, we're never going to see it. I think the Loch Ness Monster and Sasquatch hang out. And we all know that the Sasquatch is actually Andre the Giant. So that's what I say. All right. Ooh, this was really strange. So there was a Saudi Arabian retired teacher. Saudi Arabia sentences retired teacher to death for Twitter posts. To death for Twitter posts. That's just, ooh, that's crazy. Man, if we could be sentenced to death for just a Twitter post, I don't want to live there. I would have been sentenced to death a long time ago, I think. That's just insane. They're words. I can't believe that anybody would be sentenced to death. I mean, they're crazy over there. I don't even want to visit there. If I become famous as a rock star, guess where I'm skipping? All the Middle East, or any place that could kill me just for saying something. I don't want to be anywhere near those. But, yeah, anyway, it's a female too. See here, outrage. Wait a minute here. Outrage is building after it emerged that a retired teacher from Saudi Arabia will be put to death over a series of tweets criticizing the government's human rights record. Well, they're proving that they that their human rights are not really human rights. It's human unrights. On July 10th, Saudi Arabia specialized Saudi Arabia's specialized criminal court convicted Mohammed al-Ghamdi, 54, of several criminal offenses. Oh, this was a male. I thought it was a female. Using his tweets, retweets, and YouTube activity as evidence against him. Oh, man. Man, if they used that stuff against me, I'd be in trouble. I post a lot of stuff. I mean, already I got NBC mad at me. The tweets in question allegedly relate to criticisms to Saudi royal family and to push to release political prisoner Salman I don't know how to pronounce that last name, Awda, A-W-D-A. The organization has slammed the decision and hit out the ultra-conservative nation's crackdown on freedom of expression and peaceful political dissent. Repression in Saudi Arabia has reached its terrifying new stage when a court can hand down the death penalty for nothing more than peaceful tweets. Human Rights Watch Saudi Arabia researcher Joey Shea said that. Saudi authorities have escalated their campaign against the dissent to mind-boggling levels and should reject this travesty of justice. The organization claimed that Mr. al-Ghamdi was arrested on June 11th, 2022, and was held in solitary confinement for months with no opportunity to communicate with his family, a lawyer, or the outside world. Just for comments, he was arrested. I mean, he didn't kill anybody. He didn't do anything. He didn't steal anything, just because they can. His brother Saeed bin Nasir al-Ghamdi is a high-profile Islamic scholar and vocal critic of the Saudi regime, which is based in the UK, and he claims his siblings' arrest and sentence was an attempt by authorities to exact revenge on him. Posting on Twitter last month, he said his brother has been sentenced following 5 tweets criticizing corruption and human rights violations, and the false ruling aims to spite me personally after failed attempts by the investigations to return me to my country. Meanwhile, court documents seen by Human Rights Watch revealed that Mr. al-Ghamdi has been sentenced to death on July 10th under Article 30 of Saudi Arabia's counterterrorism law for describing the king or the prince or the crown prince in a way that undermines religion or justice. Article 34 for supporting a terrorist ideology, Article 43 for communication with a terrorist entity, and Article 44 for publishing false news with the intent of executing a terrorist crime. That is crazy. Man, that's just insane. I mean, I can't imagine like being sentenced to death for something like that. It says here, al-Ghamdi's death sentence over tweets is extremely horrific, but stands in line with the Saudi authorities' escalating crackdown. They're sending a clear and sinister message that nobody is safe, and even tweet can get you killed. They already executed at least 92 people this year, and in 2022, it carried out 148 executions, more than double the year before. Nope, not going there. Yep, we're avoiding that part of the country, or that part of the world. Let's see. Oh, here's an interesting one. Dallas apartment buildings threw out belongings, including relatives' ashes of the wrong tenant in a bungled eviction. Jeez. You know, sometimes evictions can be really difficult. Oh, man. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, because there's going to be some definite repercussions of this. Because if you're sitting there thinking, wait a minute, we weren't evicted, why are you throwing our things away? You know, it doesn't make sense to me. And yet the other person that they were supposed to do that to made a mistake. Oh, man. And yet a guy that tweets can be executed. Think about this. A Texas man had all his worldly belongings taken from the apartment and thrown into the trash by the managers of his apartment building, who were trying to evict the tenant. The problem was they went to the wrong unit. Johnny Abney says he lost nearly everything he owned, from his grandmother's ashes to his daughter's sports trophies, because of the screw-up by the Dallas building's operators, who mistook his apartment for the one next door. But instead of trying to make things right, his landlords at the Hamilton instead also evicted him. He and his lawyer said, you can't just throw somebody's stuff out on the street, and that's now how it works. That's now how it works. It should be that's not how it works. Abney and his daughter, 9, arrived at the apartment on July 25th and found the door was unlocked and all their stuff was where was it? All of their stuff was missing. Oh, okay, there it is. I had no underwear, no socks. My daughter's clothes were gone. the single dad said in a phone interview. The father was later discovered that he and his little girl's things had been dumped in the apartment's outdoor garbage bins. By the time he was able to get to it, the people had either picked over his stuff or damaged it, like a mattress that had been urinated on. Ugh. Not only did they put my stuff out, they watched people take my property all day. The leasing office initially admitted there was a misunderstanding, and claims and maintenance cleared out his unit instead of the unit next door where the tenant was evicted.